Good afternoon and welcome to the midweek edition of The World Today. It is a Southwest Network program of Radio Nigeria, Ibadan Zonal Station, comprising news and feature. In the lineup, FCT Minister approves promotion of over 3,000 civil servants. Reaction trails expansion of Army to 12 divisions. Australia confirms transmission of contagious bird flu. That's from the quarantine. Saudi Arabia joins US in strikes against Iran. Heart of the Matter is on the role of self-care in boosting productivity and improving quality of life, while the feature is on Norway. My name is Emilia Ojemudia, and I'm reading with
Stephen Agbaje. Good afternoon and welcome. You can also listen to us on live stream www.radionigeriaibadan.gov.ng or follow us on X, Instagram and Facebook at PFM935 Ibadan. Ensure you keep warm in this cold season. Now the news in detail. Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Mr. Nyesom Wike, has approved the promotion of 3,592 civil servants following the successful conclusion of the 2025 promotion exercise conducted by the FCT Civil Service Commission. The development was announced by the chairman of FCT Civil Service Commission, Emeka Eze. Mr. Eze, who announced the development, described it as a demonstration of the Federal Capital Territory Administration's commitment to staff welfare in line with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. He said that the promotion examinations for senior officers were conducted between July 1st and 3rd, while junior staff sat for the examinations on the 10th of the same month. The Commission's chairman commended Mr. Wike for providing support that enabled the Commission carry out the exercise successfully.
As part of efforts towards achieving a successful governorship election in Osun State come 15th of August, the chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Josh Amukbitan, is currently in the state for a 3-day official assignment to meet with relevant stakeholders. Professor Amukbitan, during a visit to the Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, expressed the readiness of the Commission to conduct a free, fair, credible and transparent election, called on traditional rulers to prevail on the political gladiators to refrain from actions capable of threatening public peace.
We have decided that one of the ways we can build the trust is to ensure that whatever election we conduct, we make it credible, we make it fair, we make it free and transparent.
Professor Amukbitan emphasized that the Osun State governorship poll is crucial as its success would help sustain the nation's democratic development. In his remarks, the Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, who decried the rising political tension in the state, cautioned politicians against violence.
It is very important for them to focus on the well-being and also do what is just, fair and right. The political tension in Osun is getting unbearable for us.
Oba Ogunwusi urged Professor Amukbitan to ensure the outcome of the election reflects the yearnings of the electorate. The monarch added that the traditional institution owed a duty to engage political leaders constructively and remind them that governance should be centered on justice, fairness and the welfare of the people rather than partisan interests.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has dismissed reports circulating on social media claiming it has revised the campaign timetable for the 2027 general election. The Chief Press Secretary to the INEC Chairman, Mr. Adedayo Oketola, explained that the Commission had not issued any separate campaign timetable, describing the viral graphic as fake, which did not originate from INEC. The graphic claimed that campaigns for the presidential and National Assembly elections will end on the 15th of January 2027 instead of January 14 as contained in the Commission's official timetable. It also claimed that campaigns for the governorship and state houses of assembly elections would end on the 5th of February 2027 rather than February 4th. The purported timetable retained January 16, 2027 as the date for the presidential and National Assembly elections and February 6, 2027 for the governorship and state assembly polls.
Osun State-based philanthropist and politician Chief Peter Ogundeji, popularly known as Akpata, has welcomed the judgment of the Court of Appeal, which set aside the Federal High Court order for the deregistration of the African Democratic Congress (ADC), Accord, and 3 other political parties. In a statement issued by his Media and Communications Office in Osogbo, the state capital, Chief Ogundeji described the verdict as a reassuring affirmation of Nigeria's constitutional democracy and an indication that the nation's judiciary remains a dependable guardian of justice and the rule of law. Chief Ogundeji said the appellate court's decision presents a significant victory for constitutional democracy, political pluralism, and the fundamental right of Nigerians to freely associate through political parties of their choice. The Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja yesterday set aside the June 15 judgment of the Federal High Court ordering the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to deregister the African Democratic Congress, Action Alliance, Action People's Party, Accord, and Zenith Labour Party.
Former Chief of Defense Staff, retired General Lucky Irabor, has described President Bola Tinubu's decision to expand the Nigerian Army from 8 to 12 divisions as a step in the right direction. General Irabor stated this while featuring on a television program, noting that the president was fully aware of the military shortcomings and expressed optimism that similar improvements will be extended to the Nigerian Navy and the Nigerian Air Force. His remarks followed President Tinubu's approval for 4 additional divisions as part of efforts to strengthen the country's security architecture. The new formations are 5 Division Makurdi, 9 Division Ilori, 10 Division Jalingo, and 83 Division Benin City, although the 83 Division will become operational later in the year.
Still on security, the 2 security surveillance aircraft purchased by the Oyo State government have arrived in Ibadan, the state capital, to boost security operations and enhance rapid response to criminal activities across the state. Receiving the aircraft at the Laduki Akintola Airport here in Ibadan, Governor Seyi Makinde said the procurement of the aircraft was part of a long-term security strategy, noting that it is not a reaction to recent kidnapping incidents like that of Oriri local government area of the state. Governor Makinde stressed that the aircraft would enable security agencies monitor large areas of the state more effectively within a short time and to complement security personnel on the ground with aerial surveillance. The governor revealed that the aircraft would be deployed immediately, adding that they were flown into the state by the Nigerian Air Force pilots under a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) between the Oyo State government and the Nigerian Air Force for their operations. The purchase of the surveillance aircraft, which was announced by Governor Makinde in July 2025, cost the state government 7.7 billion naira.
For thousands of commuters and residents along the Akpata-Omiadio-Abeokuta Highway in Oyo State, every rainfall brings fresh anxiety as flood waters overwhelm failed sections of the road. The busy federal highway linking Oyo and Ogun states has become a nightmare for motorists, leaving travelers stranded, damaging vehicles and disrupting businesses. Our correspondent Rotimi Famaki visited the affected communities and reports that despite temporary interventions, many road users believe a lasting solution can no longer wait. His report.
The 133-kilometer Akpata-Bakatari-Abeokuta Highway is a major transport corridor connecting Oyo and Ogun State, facilitating the movement of people, goods, and services. However, the worst affected points at Jamoje, Bako, Lade, and Ayilara become virtually impassable whenever it rains. Motorists are often stranded for hours, while desperate passengers abandon their vehicles and continue their journey on motorcycles through narrow bush paths. As a temporary measure, the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, recently spread broken stones across some of the damaged sections. Many motorists, however, said the intervention has provided little relief, arguing that the stones frequently damage tires and vehicle suspension system. Commercial drivers operating between Akpata and Abeokuta also lamented the condition of the highway, saying it has increased operating costs, reduced passengers' traffic, and threatened their means of livelihood.
We are losing our customer. We are begging. The vehicles are not in good condition. We check as well. We are begging.
The chairman of the Park Management System (PMS) Akpata Abeokuta Car Unit, Mr. Akile Loki, and the chairman of the PMS Bus Unit, Savi Omi Adio, Bere Okeado, and Ojaba, Mr. Jelili Abisoye, said long queues had become a daily occurrence because of the damaged sections. They added that makeshift sand filling carried out on the affected areas was usually washed away after every rainfall, leaving commuters to face the same ordeal repeatedly.
So many vehicles damaged there. It was even last month when the rain fell, the road was blocked totally. They were finding other means. Either some people follow Olugweru, Ido, to Omi, some people pass express.
When our vehicle got stuck, we dislodged the passengers. They thereafter trekked home. Some who could have got home early in the evening got delayed till midnight before getting home.
Residents are also feeling the impacts. A resident of Omiadio, Mr. Gbenga Afolabi, and the supervisor of a block industry located near one of the worst affected sections, Mr. Titus Ogumola, said many travelers were often compelled to spend the night in nearby hotels or places of worship whenever heavy rainfall cut off access. They added that the persistent gridlock had also led to avoidable disagreements among frustrated motorists.
When it rains, it becomes terrible. Many people stay back here looking for a place to stay, like a guest house, some of them in churches, some sleep in their mosques. Ahmadiyya has been a home to many people. Ahmadiyya mosques here at Akpata.
If the rain fall now, all this place will full of water. They're supposed to bring Rama to ram it. When the Rama come, when you go up and down, all this stone will go down.
Responding to the concerns, the coordinator of Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, in Oyo State, Mr. Tunde Adepoju, explained that comprehensive repair could not commence because of the prevailing weather conditions.
The place is impassable before, and we have done because of the raining this season we have, there is not much we can do in terms of repair than for us to just stabilize the areas that were concerned, which we have done. We filled all those sections with boulders. That's what we call the filter layers. We are waiting for the very good weather so that we will apply the footings and possibly seal it with asphalt.
Mr. Adepoju appealed to road users to exercise patience, assuring them that permanent repairs will begin as soon as weather conditions become favorable. For residents, commuters, and transport operators, the expectation is that the promised intervention will provide a durable solution, restoring safe and uninterrupted movement along this vital federal highway. In Ibadan, Rotimi Famakin, Radio Nigeria.
You're on to the world today, and here are the stories that made the headlines. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has approved promotion of over 3,000 civil servants. Reaction has trailed the expansion of Army to 12 divisions. And still to come, Australia confirms transmission of contagious bird flu. Plus, Saudi Arabia joins US in strikes against Iran. To stay, we'll be back shortly.
Glad to know you're still with us for the rest of the news on the world today. Now to the foreign scene. Australia Chief Government Veterinary Officer Beth Cookson says the highly contagious H5 bird flu virus has started spreading locally among wild birds in Australia. According to report, Australia was for years the only continental landmass free of the H5 strain, which has caused severe disease and death in poultry and wild birds worldwide. Report says the first Australian case was discovered in a migratory seabird last month, with scientists warning it was a matter of time until it infected local populations. Testing had shown the virus spreading among populations of the greater crested tern living on the coast in South Australia state.
Saudi Arabia and the US have carried out strikes against Iran-backed militias in Iraq in a potential escalation of the Middle East conflict. U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, says the strikes were against Iran-aligned terrorists that the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps directed to attack U.S. forces and Saudi energy infrastructure. Iraq's paramilitary Popular Mobilization Forces, which is dominated by Iran-backed Shia militias, said at least 20 of its members had been killed in U.S. Saudi strikes on its bases. It came hours after CENTCOM said Iran had launched missiles at U.S. forces in the Middle East in an attempted surprise attack ending in hostilities. The U.S. said the Iranian attack occurred yesterday with all missiles successfully intercepted.
Ukraine has reportedly carried out another long-range drone strike on a logistics facility in Russia's Ryazan region as Kiev continues efforts to disrupt infrastructure supporting Moscow's war campaign. The attack targeted a warehouse linked to Wildberries, Russia's largest e-commerce company. Ukrainian officials have previously alleged that the company's logistics network contributes to Russia's military supply chain. Russian authorities confirmed a drone incident in the region but did not acknowledge any military significance of the facility. Military analysts say the campaign is designed to weaken Russia's ability to sustain combat operations, disrupting supply routes, complicating logistics, and forcing Moscow to divert additional air defense resources to protect key infrastructure.
Still on the foreign scene, Japan's southwestern Kyushu region has made more than 100 aftershocks since it was struck by a powerful earthquake which left at least 13 people dead. Report says amid searing heat, rescue crews are digging through the rubble at a paper factory and a shopping mall in Kumamoto Prefecture looking for trapped survivors. The mall suffered an explosion in the hour after the quake struck. Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi warned it was truly a race against time to rescue those trapped. Thousands are in evacuation centers and many are without power supply. Also, the Japanese Meteorological Agency is urging residents to be alert for the possibility of strong aftershocks.
In our sports news, debutants Malawi produced arguably the biggest shock of the Women's African Cup of Nations WAFCON last night as they defeated the defending champions Nigeria 3-2 in the 2026 WAFCON ongoing in Morocco. Malawi defied all odds to secure the victory over Nigeria, who displayed a lackluster performance in the Group C opener in Rabat. Also yesterday, Zambia trashed Egypt 6-0. While Cote d'Ivoire beat Burkina Faso 4-1.
Let's now bring you Heart of the Matter, and Fumilola Obagbayegun of our Current Affairs Unit writes on the role of self-care in boosting productivity and improving quality of life.
In today's fast-paced world, the pressure to meet work deadlines, pursue academic success, provide for families, and fulfill social obligations has become an everyday reality. Many people wake up before dawn, rush through demanding schedules, and retire late at night, only to repeat the same cycle the next day. In this relentless pursuit of success, one important aspect of life is often neglected, which is self-care. Self-care refers to the deliberate action individuals take to protect and improve their physical, mental, and emotional well-being. It includes eating nutritious meals, getting enough sleep, engaging in physical activity, managing stress effectively, maintaining healthy relationships, seeking medical attention when necessary, and taking time to relax and reflect. Medical experts and researchers have consistently shown that people who prioritize self-care perform better in almost every aspect of life. A healthy body and a sound mind improve concentration, creativity, decision-making, and problem-solving abilities. To also reduce fatigue, absenteeism, and burnout, enabling individuals to remain productive at work, in school, and within their families. One of the greatest enemies of productivity today is stress. Economic challenges, job insecurity, financial pressure, and increasing societal expectation have left many people emotionally drained and physically exhausted. If left unmanaged, prolonged stress can result in anxiety, depression, hypertension, diabetes, and other chronic illnesses that affect both personal happiness and workplace performance. Adequate sleep remains one of the most overlooked aspects of self-care. Yet, sleep is essential for physical recovery, memory consolidation, stronger immunity, and mental alertness. Healthy nutrition is equally important. A balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grain, and protein supplies the body with the energy needed for daily activities and support proper brain function. Physical exercise also deserves attention, whether through working, jogging, cycling, dancing, or other forms of exercise. Regular physical activity strengthens the heart, improves blood circulation, reduces stress, enhances mood, and boosts energy levels. Even 30 minutes of moderate exercise each day can produce significant health benefits. Self-care also strengthens relationships. Individuals who are physically and emotionally healthy communicate better, resolve conflicts more peacefully, and provide greater support to their families, friends, and colleagues. Healthy relationships contribute significantly to emotional stability and overall life satisfaction. Employers also have a responsibility to promote self-care in the workplace, as organizations that encourage work-life balance, provide healthy working conditions, support mental health initiatives, and allow employers adequate leave, often enjoy higher staff morale, increase productivity, and reduce employee turnover. In Nigeria, promoting self-care has become even more important as the country experiences a growing burden of non-communicable diseases such as hypertension, diabetes, obesity, and mental health disorders. Public awareness campaigns, community health programs, and regular health screening should be strengthened to encourage healthier living among citizens. Ultimately, self-care is not selfishness, it is self-preservation. Healthy individuals are more productive, more resilient, and better equipped to contribute positively to their families, workplace, communities, and the nation as a whole.
That script on the role of self-care in boosting productivity and improving quality of life was written by Fumilola Obagbayegun of our Current Affairs Unit and read by Remi Omolola.
And now to the feature. Most parts of the world experience a daily cycle of sunrise and sunset. However, there is a country that follows a different pattern. Let's join Moyoluwa Folabi for details.
While most parts of the world experience a daily cycle of sunrise and sunset, parts of the northern Norway follow a different pattern. Every year, regions above the Arctic Circle experience the midnight sun, where daylight lasts for 24 hours a day, for weeks or even months. In places like Svalbard, the sun remains above the horizon from late April to late August, allowing residents to carry out daily activities under natural light, even at midnight. The unusual phenomenon attracts thousands of tourists who travel from around the world to witness a sun that never seems to set. As remarkable as the endless daylight is, the reverse happens during winter. From late October to mid-February, the same region experiences the polar night, when the sun does not rise above the horizon and darkness lasts throughout the day. Although it is not completely black at noon because of a faint twilight glow, the sun itself remains unseen. Scientists explain that these extreme seasons are caused by the Earth's tilt as it revolves around the sun. For the people of northern Norway, months of continuous daylight and months of near continuous darkness are not just natural wonders, they are a unique way of life that continues to fascinate the world.
That script on Norway was written by an intern from Ojaja University, again calling Ilorin, Kwara State, Blessing Kayode.
And with that, we've come to the end of the news on the world today from the stable of Radio Nigeria. Well, here again are the top stories before we take our leave. Now, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory FCT, Mr. Nyesom Wike, has approved the promotion of 3,592 civil servants following the successful conclusion of the 2025 promotion exercise conducted by the FCT Civil Service Commission. Former Chief of Defence Staff, retired General Lucky Irabo, has described President Bola Tinubu's decision to expand the Nigerian Army from 8 to 12 divisions as a step in the right direction. On the foreign scene, we told you that Australia Chief Government Veterinary Officer Beth Cookson says the highly contagious H5 bird flu virus has started spreading locally among wild birds in the country. Saudi Arabia and the US have carried out strikes against Iran-backed militias in Iraq in a potential escalation of the Middle East conflict.
And that's it on the world today. Join us tomorrow for a fresh edition of the program. Modupe Toba edited. My name is Stephen Agbaje from my colleague.
Thank you for your time. I'm Emilia Ujimudia.
Do you have a pleasant evening?